Can you imagine that someone can defy the laws of physics made in the previous century? It is imaginable now because Elon Musk and NASA have ultimately disobeyed the laws of physics with their latest product. NASA is on the verge of building a near-light-speed engine that disregards physics laws. These are some of the claims that are made about light-speed engine. But questions can come to your mind. What is a light-speed engine? Are the claims about the spaceship true? In this video, I will tell you about the truth behind these claims and all the specifications, disadvantages, and working principle of the light-speed engine. But before that, subscribe to my channel MH Tech Talk. Don't forget to press the bell icon to get instant notification of new videos. A light-speed engine is a concept for an engine that can accelerate to 99% the speed of light without using any fuel. Some of you might say that it is impossible, but it is not. When we talk about space, it's a human dream to go to all the areas and see all the things, even crossing the maximum speed the spaceship permit, but problem is that it will take hundreds of years even to go at our adjacent star. But humans are constantly finding solutions to big problems. And that's what NASA engineer David Burns has been doing in his leftover time. All space rockets operate in the principle of Newton's third law, which is, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. In space, rocket blasting propellant in one direction to travel in the other. But one David Burns believes he could take us to the stars without any propellant at all. He's created an engine idea that he says could theoretically accelerate to 99% of the speed of light, all without using a propellant. Designed by David Burns at NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center in Alabama, the helical engine exploits mass-altering effects known to occur at near-light speed. Burns has also posted a paper describing the concept to NASA's technical report server. He's posted it to the NASA technical report server under the heading Helical Engine, and on paper, it operates by manipulating the way mass can alter at relativistic speeds, those close to the speed of light in a vacuum. According to The Sun, which first reported the news of this spaceship, the paper written by David Burns from NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center discusses a helical engine that can be utilized to travel across interstellar spaces, send astronauts to the moon in approximately 1 second, and Mars in less than 13 minutes. The new concept for in-space propulsion is proposed, in which propellant is not ejected from the engine, but instead is captured to create a nearly infinite specific impulse. The engine accelerates ions enclosed in a loop to mediate relativistic speeds and then alters their velocity to make slight changes to their mass. The engine then pushes ions back and forth along the direction of travel to create thrust. This in-space engine could be utilized for long-term satellite station keeping without refueling, Burns has written in the paper's abstract. As a thought experiment to explain his concept, Burns represents a container with a weight inside, knitted on a line with a spring at each end, hopping the weight back and forth. In a vacuum such as space, the outcome of this would be to wiggle the whole box, with the weight appearing to stand still like a GIF stabilized around the weight. Even if the engine works in practice, it will have other disadvantages. According to New Scientist, a helical engine that was 200 meters long would render about as much force as typing on a keyboard. So while Burns may be right that it could accelerate to near light speed, it would take a very long time. Traveling at the speed of light would carry us to the moon in a trace of a second, to Mars in a few hours, and finally to the stars above, but speed is not only one of the issues we'd face. We'd also have to fear about fuel and how much of it would require to navigate through the star and outer space. Not only would this light engine need to be fast, consuming a significant amount of fuel, but it would also need to be able to conserve enough energy to last for years. While a fuel-less engine is not an entirely new concept, previous attempts at such machines have been made. But while this concept is fascinating, it's definitely not going to break physics anytime soon. This claim has been encountered with suspicion from some space experts, but Burns thinks that his concept is worth following. "I'm comfortable with throwing it out there," he says. "If someone says it doesn't work, I'll be the first to say it was worth a shot." Nobody really comprehends how it's meant to work, since the explanations go above our current knowledge of physics. While this engine would not require propellant, it would necessitate the use of a particle accelerator as well as ion particles. The spaceship is believed to launch into space with any fuel by utilizing the mass-shifting phenomena near light speed. However, the moment David Burns' paper was publicized, it provoked a tremendous stir among the entire space community. Some have argued that the very foundation of this unique engine may be disobeying the laws of physics. Others claim that the engine idea is perfect but only on document, and that it would be unthinkable to create an engine big enough and powerful enough to operate. Unlike the other machines, the helical engine grabs the benefit of special relativity, which declares that when an object approaches the speed of light, it collects mass. Some space experts reason that it will not necessarily disregard the laws, but rather expand our understanding of the laws of physics. Before you become too excited about this claim, keep in mind that there will be always some changes with anything new, especially anything that hasn't been done before. When it comes to the NASA helical engine, many things are problematic. The minimum dimensions of the machine to work would have to be 200 meters long and 12 meters wide, which would make it inappropriate for space travel. It would also have to be exceptionally powerful, needing nearly 165 megawatts of power to generate a single newton of thrust, which is a lot of effort. We can say that it is an ineffective engine that would require a frictionless environment of space to reach any meaningful speeds. Propellantless suggestions aren't new. In the late 1970s, Robert Cook, a US innovator, patented an engine that transformed centrifugal force into linear motion. Then, in the 2000s, British creator Roger Scheuer suggested the EM drive, which he declared could convert trapped microwaves into thrust. None of the concepts has been verified by experiments. Both of these claims are assumed to be incomprehensible due to a breach of the law of conservation of momentum, which is a core physical law. Martin Tajmar of the Dresden University of Technology in Germany, who has conducted tests on the EM drive, believes the helical engine will probably suffer the same problem. All inertial propulsion systems, to my knowledge, never worked in a friction-free environment, he says. This machine makes use of special relativity unlike the others, which complicates the picture, he says, but unfortunately, there is always action-reaction. Still, if there was enough time and power, this machine could use Einstein's special relativity to reach near light speed. As of right now, the helical engine is still just on paper, but it certainly can open up new routes of travel in space in the future. Thank you for watching this video till the end. Do you think that this new light speed engine will be a success? Tell us in the comments. Like this video and also share this with your space lover friends or family members.